Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Moin and today's presentation topic is reporting about court proceedings, speech, criminal scenes, accidents. First, let's begin with what does reporting mean. Reporting and journalism. There's two different things. There are two different things. In today's world, anyone can be a reporter while using his laptop, while using his tablet or his phone. He can also report. But what's the difference between what's the difference between journalism and reporting is journalists, they always go in the deep investigation, deep folds of the news, of the event which is unfolded. For example, a disaster, a catastrophe. They go into the deep folds, they investigate, they analyze, and they pass a fair commentary on the event which has occurred. So, reporting actually means gathering of information and spreading it to the masses, giving it to the masses. But when it comes to journalistic reporting means reporting incidents which has happened or events which has occurred, reporting them in a way which is fearful, which is balanced, where there is proximity. So putting these events in front of the masses. So this is called a reporting. So when we talk about reporting in courtrooms or courtroom proceedings, it can be the most fascinating and at the same time most challenging job which a journalist can ever face. Because when you go for reporting a courtroom proceedings, you have to keep a check for various legalities. Unintentionally you can run into the cases like contempt of court and all that. So before going to report in a courtroom, we should have at least basic idea about the following things which I'm going to say now. First of all, we have to pick a courtroom. So we have to pick a courtroom first. We have different types of we have different levels of courts in our country, from the local court, which is called as municipality court, to the high court, to the higher courts, which is the Supreme Court, highest court in the country. We have to pick for a courtroom first. You will see we'll have in our localities, we will have these municipal courts, which are the basic courts. If you will go there reporting, a reporter will not find something very fascinating or something which is worth making a report. He won't find it there, because most of the times these courts will be filled with the cases of traffic signals and all that. So people will come there to get their tickets and get their documents back, which has been seized by these traffic police guys. So I think the best place for a reporter to go and report the courtroom proceedings is the session court. Session court, because in session court is a place where you can see these hardcore criminals who are being brought in, and that is where you can find the real drama, the real news. You can find it there. Before going to a courtroom proceedings, we should do a fair bit of research on our part. Like there will be a lot of instances on the internet also, or a lot of courtroom proceedings reported by some other journalists. You just read them and do a bit of research, like how it is done, how it's written. And the second thing is, when you go into the courtroom, when you go towards a court, you just go and ask the clerk that what all types of court proceedings are going to take place today for that day when you are going to report that event, that courtroom proceedings. He will tell you what all are going to be proceeded in the court. You just make a note of that, and on the basis of that, you just do your research. So when you go dress appropriately. A jeans and a t-shirt will do, but a jeans and a t-shirt, it looks more casual. I'm not telling you go and wear a three-piece suit. You can wear clothes which are perfectly appropriate for the courtroom, and which will make you present as a serious guy. Okay. Another thing is for people like Wasim and all that. Don't bring your weapons to the courtroom, because they got metal detectors. So you don't want the whole courtroom sounding like you don't want those alarms and all that. And about cameras, there's like in different places there are different set of rules. and at many places they won't let you, they won't allow you to take a camera inside the courtroom. But yeah, you can talk to clerk, you can talk to the clerk, or for that matter to any authority who's in the courtroom. You can talk to them, and if they give you permission, that's well and good. But as a journalist, you need few pens and a notebook. I don't think any person in that courtroom or any authority, they're gonna have any problem in that. And if you don't have a list of cases in your mind, you go to a court clerk's office. He will provide you with a list that's called as docket. In that list, the proceeding cases, which are the cases which are going on in the court, the name and the timing will be written in the list. Another thing which is gonna make your court reporting very good, very effective or efficient, is take thorough notes. Take thorough notes of everything which is going on in the courtroom. In case if you don't understand it, or you feel it's not important, take thorough notes, because that's at the end they will help you to make your report very much effective. Make note of all the legal terms which you don't understand. You don't avoid them. The legal profession is filled with jargons which you don't understand. The terminology is different. But what you do is you take a note of them, and when you go back, have a check of them on online dictionary, or you can use the encyclopedia, law encyclopedia for that, legal encyclopedia, pardon me. So, but you don't avoid these legal terms. Mention them in your report. It will be good for your report. Wait for the moments of real drama. Most of the times you will find courtroom proceedings very much boring, and they lack entertainment. Yeah, it's really true. I've been to one. But you have to wait for the moment of real drama, in which that real drama can be the defendant crying or narrating a story which is unheard so far. You can report that in your report, and this emotional stuff, and for that matter, you can get a real narrative. Do reporting outside the courtroom. It's not always enough for a journalist to buy everything what's happening in the courtroom. A journalist has to do his reporting outside as well. He has to talk to the lawyers, he has to talk to the defense, he has to talk to the prosecution, and each and every member who's involved in the case, who's related to the case, who's a part of the case. That gives a realistic kind of approach to your report. So how to write court stories? Now we have been to a courtroom proceeding. We have seen the proceedings taking place. You have got the data. You have got the background with you. Now you can start writing your report. But most of the times you will find the court reports very complex. It's very complex to write them. But the thing is, the reality is, most of the reporters, they take a lot of time in learning the basics of how to report a courtroom story. But here are some tips which can really help you in courtroom proceedings. So how to write a report? Now you have been going to a courtroom. You have recorded all the events and whatever took place in the courtroom. You have got a background now. Now, how to start writing your report? Most of the times these lawyers, or the language used in these reports, are very complex. It's very like they use a lot of legal jargons, like the way I have here one. Lawyers always love to sprout testimonies. Now most of your viewers, most of your readers, they won't be able to understand it because they don't know this terminology. So what you have to do is you have to make it plain and simple for them so that they can understand. In a courtroom report, you always start with a dramatic, you can put some dramatic lines in it, or start with the drama, the drama of the courtroom. The drama, it can be like argument between the attorney and the judge, or example for this can be, I got one example. A man on trial for allegedly killing his wife during an argument unexpectedly stood up in the courtroom and shouted that I did it. Like this kind of examples, this also can be very helpful in making your report like giving it a dramatic start, which people really buy, which people really like to read. Get both sides on the board. most of the times you will come across stories in which the defendant is accused of committing serious crimes, horrific crimes. So what you do in this, you will get both parties, that is a prosecutor and defendant, on board. You will take interviews, their insight into the offense or into the crime. That will give more value to your report. And as a journalist, as a reporter, you should always look for the fresh leads. Anything new which is coming out of the courtroom, you have to record it, you have to report it. That's gonna add more value to your report. And work in your background. Work in the background of a story. While your report should always come up with the latest facts and the latest developments of the case, but towards the end it should mention the basic how the crime happened and what all has been put forth in the court by the defense and prosecution. You should do it this way, and use the best quotes. If any quotes are being quoted in the courtroom, you're supposed to mention them in your report, because that will add more value and it will give more depth to your report. Now another subtopic of mine is reporting on agriculture. We have in our traditional media, we have many programs for farmers, which have been proven very helpful in enlightening the knowledge of the farmer about his crops and all that how can he improve his crops. We have many mediums like Krishi Darshan. Krishi Darshan is a forum on which many questions are raised and many questions are answered also. So a journalist, a reporter who's reporting about agriculture, he can come up with the new discoveries, the latest inventions or tools which has been used worldwide in farming, which has been very effective in productive farming. He can mention them. He can put them. He can put it in his report, so that masses will read it, and many farmers will be it will be helpful for them. And he also, if crops are destroyed because of a bad monsoon or bad climate, he can also report those things. He should also report those things. You see, agriculture is the main industrial backbone of our country. Most of our economy comes out of farming, and this is the most green field in today's world. So people are investing in farming. Government is taking, they're showing much more interest in farming. So a journalist who's reporting about agriculture, he can come up with the new loan schemes which has been offered by government to these farmers, or about the subsidies which government provides to these farmers. So in this way he can make his report very effective, and he can be very helpful to the farmers, because farmers in this country they're facing very severe problems in their farms because of the very less rainfall and the climate change which worldwide which is the Brent is taken worldwide. So it can help the farmer also, and the reports also, a reporter also. Reporting about accidents can be most fascinating and most challenging at times. You have to be very much quick for an accident. If an accident, it will be in news just for a couple of days, or for the matter hours. So you need to be very much quick to report an accident just took place. First of all, what a reporter needs to do is he needs to go to the crime scene, not on the crime scene, on the accident scene, and he needs to look for himself, what actually happened there, so that he can have a proper and better understanding of the incident. Second thing, make your facts clear. It means you cannot afford to misrepresent or miss or omit any numbers. For example, if accident has taken place and 4 people have lost their life, you cannot write that 3 people have lost their life. You have to be factually correct, because that's the meaning of journalism. It should be there should be proximity. There should be balance, and okay. A good number of news stories and articles which we see in any edition of the newspaper, they are mostly spoken or written, which these bureaucrats, scientists, politicians, they do in a press conferences or in a press release or public meetings. These are the forms which they use for keeping their whatever ideas they have or whatever they want to tell to the masses. These are the forms which they use. Cut. The important thing which you have keep in your mind that while using these speech or these written words which were used in press conferences and press releases, you have to use quotations. That's very important. By using quotations, you are saying that you are quoting someone. Every speech has 4 important key elements which a journalist has to accommodate as per their importance and newsworthiness in the report. They are the speaker, the audience, the speech, and the objective interpretation of anyone or all of the 3 key elements which they talk about. No reporter is expected to take down the whole speech and use the whole speech. You have to look for the key points. What are the key points? What is the highlight of the speech or the conference which a politician or a bureaucrat or for that matter a scientist is given? What's the highlight? What's the key point? You have to take it. You have to note down that in your report, not the entire report, not the entire speech. In fact, speech stories should be treated as straight stories for the effective narration. The lead should contain much about the highlights of the speech, very less about the speaker, and more importantly, it should speak about the audience. That makes the speech, that makes your article very effective. So here we come towards the end of my presentation, and I would really like to thank you guys for being patient and bearing with me. Thank you very much.